This is my third part of the series of how I made my homemade Murphy bed. This is adding the support and the trim. So after the pivot's been completed, now I'm really just going to trim it out. Had to adjust the bed so it was square. Once I fastened it, then I started to build a more of a finished look to it. On the right hand side, you'll see I have some plank board that I get at the local hardware store. I've used this in several occasions and it works pretty good to finish things off. So as you can see, I start to trim out the opening so it doesn't look so ragged, and puts a nice little finish on it without a lot of cost. These plank boards I think are $16 for, I don't know, 15 square feet or something like that. So very simple, very easy to use, pretty inexpensive. So you can see I'm trimming the edges out a little bit so that it actually has like a nice little finish to it. Now instead of the come along, as you can see there on the left hand side, that strap, I replaced it with just some elastic that I got at the local Walmart. So I put two straps around it, tied it up so that it was nice and tight, so that the mattress and the box spring stay together in unison as it tilts up. On the left hand side you can see some more of the plank board that I use, kind of like a wainscoting. On the right hand side I wanted to find a way to set up the support so that when it was folded up into the wall, the legs would again fold up inside and be hidden within the space. When the bed was down, I wanted a way to kind of lock it out, so I tried to use just a normal latch type of design. Probably a little bit better, come up with something a little bit better, but this was my first attempt to work through some of the basics. On the top there I just used a normal cabinet type hinge. And here's some more pictures of how it actually worked out once it was all in place. It took a little bit to get this done, but overall it worked pretty well to keep the legs in place when the bed was extended to the floor. And again, when you fold it up, you can see that I have the legs now folded in so that it hides it very nicely as kind of a finished look behind the wall there. Right hand side, just what it looks like when it's extended, and this is what it looks like when it's fully extended out from a kind of a front view. And on the right hand side you can see I've put some kind of a curtain type of finish to it, just to help to drape it out around a little bit. The tenant may or may not want to keep it there, but it is something to kind of give it some nice low curb appeal. And on the left hand side, when the curtains are closed and the bed is hidden, it basically opens up the space very nicely. Right hand side, again, that's what it looks like when it's fully extended out. And then finally you can kind of see here that I actually have all of the plank board up, and I put some 1x6s in there to kind of put a nice little rustic finish to it, but it also helped keep the plank board in place. And the right hand side is again just a little more extended view, and it turned out pretty well, but you be the judge. And that concludes my session on how to make a homemade Murphy bed.